All right, welcome back to the Veterinary Ledger podcast, where veterinary practice owners get real, actionable insight on money, leadership, and growth. I'm Jared Pratt. This is Megan Bingham here. In each episode, we're breaking down what actually drives healthy, profitable practices. No fluff, just the clarity. Excited for today, kicking off the new year. Dr. Crimson, owner of Bark Ave. Thanks for joining the podcast. Let's get started. Well, tell us more about yourself, about the origin of Bark Ave and the launch that you've recently had in 25.
Thank you so much for having me. Bark Ave was a long process. It was like a 2-year process of getting the doors open and working through the kinks. And finally, we opened about 5 months ago. I think we're just shy of 5 months. And ultimately, it came down to me working in a busy corporate job and seeing so many patients each shift and feeling like I was losing sight of the reason I became a vet. So that got me thinking, like, why am I doing this? Like, it's so number focused. It's not relationship based. It's not the way I want to practice medicine. So my husband and I, Ben, he has his MBA. We were chatting and planning and talking through everything. And then we just took that leap of faith and we ended up brainstorming ideas, and we came up with this really unique idea for Bark Ave. And it's so much more than just any vet hospital that you would typically like imagine. We are very luxury, very boutique, concierge, and we pride ourselves on the relationships that we make with our clients and the experiences that we give them.
I feel like you've done all this stuff. Like, you thought of, if I could have any vet clinic in the world, what would it look like? And you've done it. Where, I think some people are like, oh, that's not going to work. Or we've done it. This is, we've got to stick with how it's gone. So you talk about vet care as a breath of fresh air. What does that mean to you?
It's just breaking that like corporate loop of you're a number, you come in, like we just pop you with vaccines and then you leave. And if you have an issue, call us. Instead, we're deep diving into our client and our patient care. So when you walk in with your pet, you're greeted with our friendly concierge staff. So we've rebranded the whole CSR front desk to be concierge. If your dog is healthy, they get to indulge in our treat bar. They get a bowl of water in a gold bowl because that's so Bark Ave. The owners get to be spoiled too. We have a full snack area and we have fresh lattes. We have sparkling water, whatever they want. And we just host you. We look at it as like this breath of fresh air. You're coming in and it's relaxing. It's not a chore. It's not the dreaded vet visit where you have to go and your pet's stressed and you're stressed. And we just try to make it homey and cozy.
I love that.
It's so interesting. You're right. Having the space, and we'll make sure we'll toss on the website so people can see the pictures of the facility that you built out, which is just top of line. But like, how often do you see the pet parents stick around and open up, bring the laptop, open up a laptop, or you enjoying the latte while you're taking care of their guests?
Yeah, I find that like previously in my corporate job, people were very impatient. I did work emergency, so the impatience might have stemmed from that a little bit, but we are very urgent care focused at Bark Ave. So there's often times where we need to do a procedure on your pet, or we're doing blood work and x-rays, and there is a little bit of a wait time, but we have in-house labs. So while that is going on behind the scenes, owners do get cozy in our leather chairs and they enjoy a latte. Obviously, we have Wi-Fi for them to enjoy. We even went as far as getting Echo Dots in each room so they can even choose what music they want to listen to if they want to vibe out. So we try to think of those really thoughtful touches. And honestly, I wish that there was a human doctor that would do the same for me.
Although I will say, for a lot of years that my vet was my GP, so you could like combine these, right? Some of the rest for lots of things. So we talked even before you guys opened. You had this amazing plan for this Besties Club, and it's so well thought out and it's so well put together. How is that working? Can you tell us a little like what goes into it and run?
Yeah, so ultimately, I wanted to have the best of both worlds because I am an ER vet at heart. So I love the urgency and like the fun procedures and and things like that. But I also wanted to get into building like the long-term relationships with clients and seeing a puppy grow from, they just adopted this puppy and then see them throughout their years and then focus on like their care as they get older. So with that mindset, I wanted people who were like-minded, who again weren't just looking for a quick vaccine and like, we'll see you in 3 years type of thing. I wanted people who are very invested into their pet's care. So I created the Bestie Club with that thought. And the Bestie Club has been pretty awesome. People don't honestly understand it at first, but we are seeing a lot of people who come in for urgent care cases and they fall in love with us and they're like, can you do our wellness care? We love you. Like, your team is so great. This is beautiful. We've never seen anything like this. And then we open up that conversation once their pet is stable and taken care of. Then we will deep dive into what our healthcare looks like. So Bestie Club Care, there's different levels of it, but ultimately it's giving people the peace of mind so that way everything their pet needs for the year is included and the price is just broken up over 12 months so they're not dropping it all up front.
Mm-hmm.
I would think, and I feel like everything you're saying is a breath of fresh air to the industry, right? It's just vet med done differently, done better, more high touch. Was there an education process still with the client in general? Like this is a brand new experience. Was there any pushback? Was there any friction? And how did you address all of that if you got any?
Yeah, I did receive some like confusion for sure because it is so new. So owners are like, what do you mean I have to sign up for a membership? I think that in our culture right now, we're a little bit over the whole membership thing because if you want to watch a movie, it's either going to be on Netflix or Hulu or something. And then if you don't have that subscription, you have to, sign up for something else and people are over it. And that's how a lot of our things go. To order something or buy something, you have to be a member. But explaining it to clients as when you go to the vet and you do all the things your vet recommends, whether that's a urinalysis, a full blood work panel, and all their lifestyle vaccines, you're dropping quite a bit of money at that visit. And when you break it down for owners and you show them the price layout and you say, instead of paying like $700 at this one time, we can break this up over 12 months and your pet is getting the best care that they need. And it's helping owners have access to that care. So when we break it up that way for owners, it's like a light bulb goes off and they're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I can save money because we do give our Bestie members a discounted price on their care. And then they don't have to stress about not doing what's best for their pet because they're not dropping it all up front at the same time.
Does that ties that we're talking about pricing transparency, which I love. I think that needs to be like out there in the world now these days. It feels a little to me like if I walked into your beautiful facility and saw a latte machine and I would automatically think like, I can't afford this, is too bougie for me. Like, right, why am I here with my mutt? Is there like that dichotomy with the clients of being able to afford it and being it's too fancy?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So I don't hear that in person so much, but I see people talking about us on community pages. So the surrounding communities like to say like, oh, well, this place is saying they're affordable, but how can they also be luxury? And ultimately, I think that just stems from I'm a one doctor practice and I don't have any corporate overhead and we have a small team. So because we are all like tight knit and we don't have that overhead that a corporate does. We don't have private investors. I think that allows us to spend a little bit of extra money on the fun things. And we just put all of that work in behind the scenes, like building from the ground up with thoughtfulness. So it doesn't affect our pricing to our owners. We are actually the cheapest option for urgent or emergency care in our area. We are surrounded by a lot of specialty clinics and emergency clinics that are all corporate. So our owners, once they get to know us, they're just so thankful that they have another option aside from corporate.
Gonna shout that from the rooftops.
Yeah.
Mentioned like your community notes, and clearly, your presence is being felt on like social media and advertising. But just launching in 2025, what initiatives did you take to get involved in the community to show, hey, private practice here doing vet med right? versus, this big
Yeah.
the corporation was just chasing the dollar. Was there a couple things that you did during the launch phase?
Oh yeah, we were hustling. My husband and I, we went to every community street fair. We were partnered with a rescue. We would do adoption events with them. We would walk around just handing out flyers. Everything we could do to get our name out, we would just start talking to people, farmers markets. There was a lot of legwork into it, and it just honestly, it felt like we might have started a little too early because, of course, with construction, things get delayed and delayed. But I do think it was really beneficial because people, as we opened, were like, oh, we've been watching you. Like, we were following you on Instagram, or we drive by the sign all the time. So, yeah, there's a lot of legwork into it. Being a brand new practice built from the ground up, you have to put in that effort. You can't just sit back and expect people to find you.
But I think it's really paid off. I mean, I follow you on all the socials because you are delightful. It's like a highlight of my day to see you guys.
Aw.
You capture the vet, right? It appeals to me as from a vet med. It appeals to me from a pet owner. It appeals to me from you guys are fun. So is this do we have an hour set aside every day where we're like, all right, ladies, let's do our video? Because you guys are on
No.
it.
No, sometimes we go a couple weeks, especially lately, without being able to take any videos or pictures. But I have a couple of really adorable staff members who love their TikToks, and they just want to, they send me videos when we're off, and we'll be like, okay, let's do that one when we have time. So if we have a break, or if we have a patient that will fit that video that we're seeing for inspo, then we'll go for it. And one of my nurses is actually really creative, and she has made up a few of her own. So the cute Barbie ringworm, that was all her. It's fun, and I think it's a good team bonding experience. And then the owners really do like to see the fun aspect of us. We're not so serious behind the scenes. So
I think total shout out. If any med people here should be following you for definitely for inspiration. I forget if it was anal glands versus ears, and they had to pick what when they preferred, or cranky cat versus spicy dog or something. They're so fun.
yeah, they are fun, and you get to learn more about your team that's taking care of your pet too. So I like that aspect of
I want
it.
to see the spicy cat girl, right? Yeah.
Yep.
If you were given one review, I did this in that first 6 months, and I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I did it differently, or do you have one thing that immediately jumps off the page and says, yep, that's it. Here's what I would do, or here's why I would do it differently?
That's a very serious question. I don't think that I have something that I'm just like, I wish I didn't do that, or I would have done that differently. I think honestly, it would just have been the mindset to be realistic, because this is my first practice that I've opened, and full transparency, I wasn't sure what to expect opening the doors, because I did feel like we did a lot of legwork with marketing and trying to get our name out. So when we first opened, the first couple of months, it was pretty slow. And that was a time where I was questioning if we made the right choice. But now, like I said, we're almost 5 months in, and it's clear that it's a hit with the community, and we're very supportive, and people love us. So I think it would just be reassuring myself, when you start out, it's hard, and you have to give yourself some grace and just the patience. I'm not a patient person, so not seeing results day one, that was a little bit tough. But yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Oh, I think actually better than expected, because you just said what a lot of people, what people would shy away from, being vulnerable and honest. Month one, I was questioning, well, great, that's business ownership. We've all felt that. Oh,
Yeah.
did I spend too much? Am I over my ski tips, right? But I think not reacting, staying true to the vision and mission that you've created, and give yourself some waiting grace and time for all that you're doing. That's incredible. It's incredible. And again, definitely a message that we all should be here and replaying in our head.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, with the flip side, has it been a positive, oh, this is why I'm doing this moment of validation?
Oh, every day. The other day, one of my concierge girls came up to me, and she was like, so and so just left us such a beautiful review. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And her reply to me was, my favorite thing is telling you when someone leaves a 5-star review because you just light up. And that got me thinking, like, yes, that's why I do this, because I'm creating this experience for these owners and for their pets. And our review page really shows that. Like, it's just shouting from the rooftops all this validation that my leap of faith paid off, because people are really seeing and feeling all of the love that has been poured into this, because it is family owned. It's my husband and I, and we have a small baby. And I just think everything comes from the heart, and people acknowledging that and seeing that, it truly fills my cup.
Your latte, your fresh latte cup.
Yep, your fresh latte or sparkling water.
Being a startup, have to talk about team. I mean, clearly, just with what you said, you are so passionate. You care so deeply about what you're doing, what you're building, what you're giving back. How do you identify that in team members that were like-minded, that wanted to be a part of something so strong, something so tight-knit into the community? Was that an interviewing process? Was it a learning experience of combination of the both?
That was probably one of our biggest hurdles when you are interviewing a team as a brand new practice owner. So I've never went through interviewing process on the flip side of it. And then on top of that, I didn't have a hospital that was built yet to actually do working interviews. So I didn't have a way to see people in action, see how they work together, those personalities. So that was a challenge. And the way we got through that was a few interviews. My practice manager was hired early, which again, I feel like was a leap of faith doing that. She was a big investment to hire before we even opened our doors, but she was amazing in trying to find people that would truly be a good match with Bark Ave, and then finding people that are really in it for the right reasons. We've definitely had our hiccups, and we've gone through some different staff members already, but our team right now is really shining, and they understand the small business aspect of it. They see like why we're different as a small business owner versus corporate. And we've had some people that just don't see that. So it has been a learning process, and I think that ultimately it's just a challenge until you can see your team in action when you're opening brand new doors. But I'm really happy with the team that we have, and a lot of our training comes down to our brand. So I think that's a unique thing. You guys keep mentioning like our fun Instagram and our branding and how we're luxury and our design's different. So really explaining the why behind all of that to your staff during the interview process and during the training, I think that helps set people apart, because if they're not good fits with that, it's going to be apparent.
What's the next 5 years look like?
Ooh,
You're 5 months in. No, what's 5 years left?
5 months in, yeah. Well, I hope that in the next 5 years, we will have another doctor or two. We have a pretty big hospital. We are almost 4,000 square feet, and it's just me filling those rooms right now. So hopefully in the future, we can hire some more doctors to better serve our community. And I think that will also be a challenge in itself. I've already started thinking about that with hiring our team, finding a doctor who has the same drive and compassion and empathy that I do. That will be the really big thing to overcome next.
I bet they'll flock to you. I bet there's people out there that would love to work with you. So whenever you're ready, you just let us know.
Thank you.
As we wrap here, I'm looking at the show notes. I feel like Megan deserves to ask the last question because it's a fun one. I think it's going to land better if she asks it. So I'll let her wrap it up.
You don't want a deadpan it, Jared? Okay, if Burke Avenue were an emoji or a set of emojis, what would they be?
Ooh, that is a fun one. It has to be something like, I'm picturing a gold water bowl, because that's kind of our signature thing. When the dogs come in, owners are like, whoa, they're drinking out of a gold water bowl. So something with a gold water bowl, and I got to give you your latte.
I love it. Drinks on me,
Fresh
right?
latte.
It's so fun.
Yep.
Well, great.
Well, okay, so tell everyone where they
Yeah,
should be following
please.
you.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram. We're Bark Avenue Vet. We also have Facebook, which is just Bark Avenue Veterinary Services, and our website is barkav.vet, VET. So follow our journey. Like I said, we're very new. We're in the start of it, so we'd love to have you come along.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much.